From the department of You Can't Make It Up, the new interim head coach of your Indianapolis Colts is Jeff Saturday. ESPN's Jeff Saturday. Former Colts center, Jeff Saturday. He has no coaching experience on the collegiate or the professional level, Jeff Saturday. That's Jeff Saturday. This is an absolute disaster. This is a new low. This is the theater of the absurd. Ripley's Believe It or Not. We showed you the clips from Jim Irsay's wild, insane press conference to introduce Jeff Saturday. And it makes no sense. Can you imagine being in the analytics department of the Indianapolis Colts and you hear your owner say that hiring a guy with no experience is the right guy at the right time because he has no fear and he can take analytics and stick it where the sun don't shine? And listen, I can appreciate firing Frank Reich, right? I mean, Chris Ballard needs to go. The Colts have never won a division with Chris Ballard at the top. He ruined the receiver position, ruined the offensive line, made the Matt Ryan trade, made the Carson Wentz trade. But the Colts are a clown show. I mean, where are the clowns? Seals with balls on their nose. Jeff Saturday? They fired Marcus Brady, the young, talented offensive coordinator? What an absolute joke in every possible way. And please, don't tell me this is about tanking. This is not about tanking. Jeff Saturday is not leaving a comfortable television studio to quote-unquote tank. And by the way, the Indianapolis Colts are 3-5-1. They currently, as we speak, have the 14th pick in the NFL draft. There is no tanking. If they lose every game the rest of the season, then you still have to wonder about the Steelers and the Carolina Panthers, and the Texans have been tanking literally for years. I mean, this is absurd. They hired Jeff Saturday with no experience. That hasn't happened since the early 1960s with Norm Van Brocklin. Can you imagine being an African-American assistant coach in the NFL and you see Jeff Saturday with no coaching experience go to the front of the line? This is completely insane. You're an assistant coach on the Indianapolis Colts like John Fox or Gus Bradley with head coaching experience. You've been working tirelessly to get this thing right, and Jeff Saturday is now your leader? The press conference was crazy. And again, I want to stress this. I was okay firing Frank Reich. Listen, I would fire Chris Ballard. You watch the press conference, Chris Ballard, who didn't get any speed at receiver, the defense has been overrated for years, has fouled up the quarterback position since Andrew Luck retired. He plays the woe is me on Andrew Luck card like no other. Chris Ballard has a lifetime job? Joke. Insane. Pathetic. Amateur hour. Sadly for the poor people of Indianapolis, now every day is Saturday. My guy Lamar Jackson keeping it real following last night's methodical statement win over the artist formerly known as the New Orleans Saints. And that was a vintage Lamar, vintage Baltimore Ravens victory. Obviously, Lamar doesn't have Bateman for the rest of the year at receiver, doesn't have Mark Andrews, so he used likely his young tight ends. Listen, this game spoke volumes about both the Baltimore Ravens and the New Orleans Saints. I mean, when you take a look at the schedule the rest of the way, after the bye, win, loss. And I don't believe that the Baltimore Ravens are, in fact, the third best team when you look at it in the AFC. I think it's still Buffalo and Kansas City. Then I would put the Miami Dolphins number 3. I think that the Dolphins are excellent. But what you saw last night from the Baltimore Ravens, that's the culture. That's the head coach. That's Harbaugh. That's the special talent of Lamar Jackson. That's the whole play like a Raven mentality from Steve Bisciotti to Ozzie Newsome to Eric DeCosta. It's finding someone like Drake. I love the Drake. Running the football with authority. The Roquan Smith deal and Eric DeCosta special. An immediate impact. That's Ravens football. I don't put them in the Super Bowl conversation yet, but they are going to win the AFC North, and they're going to take advantage of the remaining schedule. And then you have the New Orleans Saints. Andy Dalton after dark? I mean, what did you people think was going to happen? And remember, all offseason, I thought the Saints were going to be the team to take advantage of what I believed was going to be an underachieving Buccaneers team. Well, I got half of it right. Andy Dalton is terrible, shouldn't be in the league. Dennis Allen can't coach his way out of a paper bag. I didn't get much right in a zany week number 9 of the National Football League, but Baltimore taking care of business. Tough place to play, on the road, great crowd in New Orleans. Baltimore behind Harbaugh and Lamar was always the lock of the week. Gotta give props to my guy, Dusty Baker, who told our good friends over at MLB.com today that he's working on a contract extension and he's planning on returning to the Houston Astros as the manager. And why not? After finally winning the World Series over the weekend. And look, in theory, the Astros make me sick as someone who's a Yankees fan and someone who is still not over 2017 when they were cheating frauds, but you gotta call it like it is. This is a dynasty. And Dusty was the right guy at the right time this past year. There is no question about that in terms of hitting all the right buttons, in terms of the elite starting pitching, which was on display in the World Series. Bullpen was fantastic. I think Yordan Alvarez's shot from Saturday still hasn't landed yet. Jeremy Pena is a special young ball player. If I didn't hate the Houston Astros, I would actually love them. The Houston Astros, best team in baseball this postseason, best team in the American League all season long, and I'm so happy for Dusty Baker. He finally got his championship. Welcome back, Time to Shine. That, of course, Aaron Rodgers after Sunday's Packers loss to the Lions, and I've got a lot of stuff to get off my chest. It's official. The Green Bay Packers are done. Like, stick a fork in them, kind of done. And we've talked about this seemingly every week on Time to Shine after the Packers play. There's been no evidence that this team is any good. And frankly, it's been other people's faults for different games. This, on Sunday, was all Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers was a double agent, one of the worst players on the field. You know I'm obsessed with Aaron Rodgers as a player, phenomenal, legend. That was the worst game of Aaron Rodgers' career, bar none. All those picks, 3 of them, the red zone interceptions, and this Green Bay offense has been downright offensive. And look, blame Matt LaFleur, blame Brian Gutekunst, Goody not giving Aaron Rodgers receivers, Jordan Love. That whole thing is a mess. We've established that. Could have had Pittman, should have re-signed Devontae Adams in the offseason, in the preseason in 2021. We've been through that. By the way, in addition to Jordan Love in 2020, I destroyed the Packers for drafting A.J. Dillon. I killed him. I said, how are you taking a third-string running back at round number 2? Remember, Jamal Williams was there behind Aaron Jones. And I loved A.J. Dillon coming out of Boston College, but it made no sense for a team that needed help at receiver and on defense. And now, I mean, you look at this year, it was supposed to be about defense, Jones and Dillon running the football, and Rodgers making plays in the fourth quarter. Disaster. They are cooked. They are fried. If you can't beat the rebuilding since 1957 Detroit Lions, if you can't score points, this team, what a waste. Bag it, Packers. On to my guy, Patty Mahomes. So let me get this off my chest. He has earned my mid-season MVP honors. Now, you don't get half a trophy for being the MVP at the mid-season, but I'm not just a host with unbelievable hair. I'm also a voter. And I take the voting responsibility very seriously because it shapes legacies when you get stamped as an MVP or a multiple-time winner. And I have been arguing for a while that it's been Josh Allen by a smidge, but not now. And what Mahomes did on Sunday night, that 3rd and 17 run for 20 yards, that drive that started at his own 7, leading him down the field, highlighted by that aforementioned run. You see the touchdown to interception ratio. You saw that score at the end of regulation and the 2-point conversion. That's vintage Patrick Mahomes. And look, the competition is fierce when you analyze it for MVP. And Allen right now would be my 2, and Hurts would be my 3. Geno Smith, seriously, would be my 4. Tyreek Hill, you want to talk about value? The impact he's had on Tua and the Miami Dolphins, he'd be my 5, and Tyreek Hill right now, again, mid-season doesn't really mean anything, but we want to take the temperature. Tyreek Hill is my offensive player of the year when you look at the National Football League at the midway point of the campaign. But Mahomes, they can't run the ball a lick. He's thrown over 60 times against the Tennessee Titans. Derrick Henry was the best player on the field on Sunday night. Mahomes just said, boys, get on my back. I'm going to lead you to victory. That's the definition of value. Right now, Patrick Mahomes is the NFL MVP. Let me get this off my chest, too. That was fun to watch. Vintage Tom Brady. Bucs win against the Rams. But please, this was about a Rams collapse. The defense that they played was absolutely atrocious on that final vintage Tom Brady drive. I mean, look at this. 6 plays, 60 yards, 35 seconds, and no timeouts. And how they let them get to the sideline, I mean, that's insane. That's incompetence. That's bad coaching. Raheem Morris, what are you doing? And I love the shot from the CBS truck of Sean McVay after they made the stand on Brady to get the ball back at the end. McVay pumped his fist, smile, gonna get out of Dodge with a win. 3rd and 5, what are you doing running the ball you can't run? Like the late Marty Schottenheimer said, think players, not plays. Get the ball in Cooper Kupp's hands. Look, Jalen Ramsey wasn't wrong when he ripped the offense. You can't say it out loud. F them picks has turned into F them wins. I mean, this team is a mess. They can't complete the forward pass. They can't run the ball. The offensive line is terrible. Allen Robinson hasn't made a play all year. The defense giving up that drive to Tom Brady. That was not about Tom Brady. That was about the Rams. What a joke. Gotta get this off my chest. The New York Jets deserve so much credit for that victory against the Buffalo Bills on Sunday. This was not about Buffalo didn't get it done, or Buffalo overlooking the opposition like Jacksonville last year. No. Sauce Gardner is a star. Zach Wilson had a clean performance. And when you look at the defense, it was excellent. Robert Saleh deserves credit. How about that drive for the Jets at the end to take the lead? They get the ball about 7 minutes ago. Bam. Just ran it, busted the will of the Buffalo Bills. That was awesome. That officially is New York Jets football. And honestly, if you're a Jets fan, you have to be giddy. I still think the Bills are going to the Super Bowl. I don't downgrade Buffalo. I praise the Jets. And finally, it's official. The Raiders are the worst. Josh McDaniels is going to be one and done. I mean, on the heels of getting shut out against Andy Dalton and the Saints, you blew a 3-score lead to Jacksonville. This is kind of par for the course. They blew a 3-score lead week 2 up 20-0 to the Cardinals. They blew a 3-score lead to the Kansas City Chiefs. And they have Jeff Saturday and the Colts this weekend. If McDaniels loses this game, he should just quit. It's over. He's the worst.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell for more videos.